Brazilians and Locals Farmers Market is an event for the community to share their creativity and products. An event that serves as a booster to allow them to start their businesses. Not only that, there is a lot more in today's Civic Platform. Keep watching, let's jump right in. Hello, hi Cleia, how are you today?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting my invitation. I'm really glad to have you on my show, Civic Platform. And let's begin. Who are you and what are you doing?
Wow, I'm Cleia Medeiros. I am owner of the Polka Dot Market, and I was recently at the Brazilian Farmers Market and Locals in Lorette.
How was it? Tell me more about it. It was exciting and many booths and many participants and the Brazilian atmosphere. It was amazing. Tell me more about it, please.
Yes, it was very good. Lots of locals, Brazilians business, small business, but also Canadians small business. It was a very fun day uh, for you to enjoy. Lots of music and Brazilians dancers as well. Yeah, it was very fun.
So, tell me about your business, how it's a start, and from where you get the idea. It start in Winnipeg, or it start with you when you was in your back home?
Yeah, no, it started here. The idea, I started to develop the idea in 2017. It's initially was an online store, the initial idea, but then we moved it. We included some supplies available here in Winnipeg as well. So we sell products with polka dot design. So that's our main design. So clothes, shoes, pet supplies, different stuff that you see with a polka dot design is what we sell. And the idea came because I enjoy polka dot design. So I have every time that I saw something with the design, I thought that was so good. And then I noticed that more people like it, but it is not easy to find around. So that's why I thought, why not have a store that will provide this design easier for people to find and shop.
Like how far your real profession to what you did here in Winnipeg? What are you doing in real before?
I was an HR professional. I still work here as a HR professional, and my business is a side business. I'm fortunate because I can combine both. I can have my business and then I still work with HR. I'm a recruiter, HR recruiter.
Good for you. That's something very very nice for like a newcomers or who's came from different countries to start a business and they practice also their professions. This is like very awesome story, and I believe there is like some of challenges you face before you start your business. Tell me more about it. What is the most challenge you face?
Yeah, I think it starts because it's a new country. You don't know the legislation to how to open a business, so you have to go and do a lot of research to find the information to what you need to do, because you don't want to do anything against the law. So you want to do something right. So that is the first step. And of course, the language barrier, because everything that you're going to find in English or in French. So you have to overcome that initial barrier to understand the legislation to open your business. And after that is basically find good suppliers with a good price. I would say that is the two most challenging. Yeah.
So, and you find your way to success and settle in Winnipeg. What is your ingredients? What you did to success here in Winnipeg today, and you have your own business?
I think, first of all, have to believe in what you are doing. It is not easy. Of course, it is not. But if it is something that you want to do, you just have to keep your thoughts on that. You're going to find difficulties, but just go slow, go as you can, and you are going to get there. So just don't give up, right?
Mm-hmm. So this is like wonderful. If we go back for the event, what is the purpose from this event to gather like Brazilians and Canadians together in one market? What is the benefit from this kind of events for you and like the other people, like Brazilians, they have the same businesses?
Yeah, I think it is important because you can connect to the community. You can bring your business to the community so they can know your product, but you also can know other business as well. And it is important, this close contact with the community it's a wonderful experience for sure. And you can also, and because we had Brazilian businesses and also Canadians, you can really share experience, because some of the struggles that Brazilians will have, also Canadians will have. So we can share experience and learn from each other.
For like a normal visitor, if he want to encourage himself to visit this kind of event, what he's supposed to see there? What is the participant share?
Okay, yeah, you can see it is nice because you can see products that are made locally. And you can also learn a little bit more about the culture, Brazil culture, for example. And you can have, even if you are maybe someone researching to open your own business, you can understand how some businesses started, how to participate in this type of events too. So there are definitely opportunities to learn from this type of event. Yeah.
So let's go now and see the atmosphere, how it looks like, and we will continue. Hello, Cleia, again. It was an amazing event. I like it so much. But when I remember when I was there, it was very cold. How the weather affect this kind of event? The participant, how they feel?
Yes, it was cold.
Yeah.
It was absolutely yeah, was cold, but it was good. Even with that, we had many participants. So we had clients walking around and asking questions. So even though it was cold, but was still a good moment. Yeah.
Do you feel like there is like a less Brazilian products in Winnipeg, or like do you encourage the business owners to open more businesses in Winnipeg? Like why it's less, there is like not too much like a Brazilian products in Winnipeg?
Yeah, I think in Winnipeg, we Brazilian business have uh, opportunities still. The market is small. We don't have a lot of businesses here, and that's lots of opportunities, absolutely, and in different areas. Uh, and the community is growing. I would say that the Brazilian community is growing in Winnipeg and in the surrounding areas as well. So if someone out there is thinking something, yeah, Brazilian products is definitely something that is worth it to search and look for.
I have some of friends from Brazil, and most of them they live outside of Winnipeg. They start in Winnipeg and they move outside of Winnipeg. There is like many reasons they told me, but as a member from a Brazilian community, why they prefer to go outside after they sit like for first year and they move? What is the reason?
I think it's sometimes due to family. You want like a quieter place where you have more space for the family in general, and the commute. If you are working in Winnipeg and you need to drive every day, the commute is not bad. Or right now we have lots of companies that are offering work from home. So it makes easier why to live in a busy city if you can live in the country and have all the lifestyle right
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, so this is like, and also this not move just like for like another province. They move like in another cities, in Manitoba, but because
Yeah.
maybe it's like a cheaper for buying a house, a house, or they have like a large space in the backyard, for example. So this is maybe also another reason if the schools also there, but they will not find a Brazilian product, right?
Yes. No.
Uh, so in another word, I can say, um, like it's very important in Winnipeg market to have some supplies and some Brazilian product just to make the community stay, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that markets like the Brazilian farmers market in a town out of the city is interesting because of that. Because you most likely won't have Brazilians business there, but you can bring
yeah.
Brazilian business to a small city. Yeah.
For your business, from where you get your supplies?
My supplies, I got them from different places. Some I got from Brazil,
Hmm.
some from the US, and also from China.
Wow. This countries also offer a Brazilian product, or the clothes, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, no, not necessarily. The only ones that are really from characteristics from Brazil are the ones that I bring from Brazil. The other ones are most basically on the polka dot design.
Wow. So like a Brazilian products, it's like something we can find. Not it should be just from Brazil, because the people, they thought like if we said like a Brazilian product, it should be come directly from Brazil. So you said like we can find some from US and some from China if they have the designs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the prices of Brazilian products, it's like higher than others. Like for example, if they come to your store, they prefer to buy in your stores, or maybe they will find something similar in Superstore or Walmart, like a big markets.
Yeah, no, most likely you will not find in a similar in a superstore or Walmart. Yeah, in our case, we try to work with more different type of products, things that you will not find if you go to a different store.
How did you find your store give the variety for the Winnipeggers, the Canadian? They visit your store. What they are feedback? What they are first impression about the Brazilian products?
Yeah, yeah. One of the most common feedback is exactly that, how they haven't seen something similar in a different place. So it is very nice when you have the opportunity to have that connection with the client, and they will say, "Oh wow, I it's the first time that I'm seeing this here, and I haven't seen this in another store." So it's nice.
Wow. So, in the end of this interview, what is your advice to Brazilian owners or like businessmen or women if they want to open? Did you encourage, especially in Winnipeg, do you encourage them? What is your advice to them?
Yeah, yeah. I do encourage, and so then start small. Develop your business plan. Start small, step each time. Connect to the community. Participate in different and small farmers market, or yeah, try find a way to show your products, and you will get there.
Cleia Medeiros, thank you very much to be with me on Civic Platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hello. Hi, Marco.
Hi, Zuhair. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for accepting my invitation and welcome to Civic Platform.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Marco, please, can you introduce yourself? Who are you and what are you doing?
Absolutely. My name is Marco Castillo. I am from Brazil, from Rio de Janeiro, and I'm a musician, a producer, an artist, and I'm on the entertainment business and music.
Okay, so you heard about the events, one of them like a Brazilian farmers market and local. Can you tell me how it's important for the Brazilian community, this kind of events?
Absolutely. Well, I'm been here for 15 years, and I'm very happy and excited to see the Brazilian community growing. So the last years, every year we're having more and more people coming. And very interesting about that is a lot of people are entrepreneurs, people like, their own business, and they start in the most different areas. So this is very important because, it's our culture that we are spreading. We are sharing experience. We are, making the Brazilian community strong. So it's very important and exciting.
Like from where you was getting your Brazilians supplies or stuff, how you manage it?
That's a good question. Well, actually, I'm from here for 16 years.
Okay.
But my supplies, basically, I brought in my brain because I'm a musician. So I brought the culture with me. I was raised in a musical family. My father is a musician, so I'm in the business, in the music business for at least 38 years. And so what I brought was my guitar, actually, and my supplies is my inspiration is everywhere, right? But yeah, but for people in different business, so they have different ways, right, to have their supplies. Some people produce their own products in here, so it's a very it's different for each one.
How do you feel like after like a 16 years now in Winnipeg today? The Brazilian community, they have their products, their food and their clothes, their shoes. How that's make you confident in the city?
Oh, it's very good. The food is something that I think is speak by itself for cultures, right? Like when you have the kind of food that you have in your country, I think it's a very one of the strongest things we have, and it's a good feeling to have Brazilians around, just speaking the same language, right? Between that's it's good for us. I mean, and it makes for us to feel more confident and more welcome, right? In Canada.
You as a musician, how the Canadians accept your music and your culture, how they like it, how they react with your art?
Well, this is a really good question, Zuhair. The Brazilian music, it has like a tradition for many years. We are a very, very unique Latin America country. Actually, it's funny because we are a Latin country, but we have, because we were colonized by the Portuguese, not the Spanish. So we have a very specific culture. Is different from the other countries in America. And what I feel is like the music is I mean it's very strong, and it's a how can I put that? It's
If you let me
universal
jump,
language.
yeah, and
It's a universal
yeah,
language.
exactly.
So
This is exactly what I want to said. If you don't have to like enough words to communicate your music, it sends your message, it sends your feelings. They will sometimes when they listen for the music, maybe they laugh and maybe they cry. So the music is a international language.
absolutely, yeah. The music talks direct to the soul, to the person. So
Yeah.
I got myself very when I first came, very welcomed by the Canadian community, and they love my music, they love what I do, and I got a lot of support right away, and I built a huge network of people that like my music. And it was very welcome. Again, like Brazil has this tradition of good music since the chorinho. Chorinho was one of the first styles of music created in Brazil, and we have the samba and the bossa nova. So when I came here with all the repertoire of Tom Jobim and all those composers, people, they identify right away, that I was from Brazil because of the rhythm as well. And so we have so many strong culture musically, and Canadians, they are very respectful, and I think they Canada is a country built by diverse communities, right? People
Mhm.
from all over the world. And again, like having like the music is a universal language that unite us no matter the culture, right? So I was very welcome since the very beginning, and I'm very proud and very happy and very privileged. I feel as a musician, I'm very privileged that I make my living in music, and I'm in this business for many years.
Yeah. So, from your experience, if you allowed me to ask you this question, the Brazilian businessman specifically, they face some challenges. Like everyone, they face challenging when they arrive to Canada. If from your community, can you tell me more about what they face?
Well, I believe that in general, anyone that comes to Canada, like me speaking from Brazil, we face challenges, many challenges, like the language, the culture is different, the way that the business are are built is different, the type of network, a lot of little things are different from our country. So it's a kind of a challenge, right? Like the language, start with the language, right? And again, as you mentioned, like suppliers and everything, people that needs like certain specific supplies for their business. But yeah, it's a challenge that everybody
So,
came through.
how you solve these challenges? Tell me about
Well,
yourself.
yeah, well, in my specific case, as I mentioned, I didn't like face directly that because I brought my baggage of music since I'm a little kid, and then
Mhm.
and now with the internet, I mean, it's also like kind of easy to know what's going on. Like, so I always like aware of what's going on in Brazil, culturally speaking, and yeah, and I present several workshops about Brazilian music all the time for institutions, and I'm always learning. I mean, like I like to dig deep into our country and culture, and that's the way that I solve is just like always researching more and trying to get better on what I do.
So, do you think this kind of events it build the networks, make good connections, or just like a normal market, the people get in and buy whatever they want and leave? What's your point of view?
Well, I think it of course, definitely build a strong network, and I think again, as a community, it's very important because we are sharing a culture, right?
Mhm.
Regardless, like people have different kinds of business, but we are all in a common sense, of sharing a culture. So I think it's very positive. It's very good, for the community and for people. This kind of event, absolutely.
Mhm. In this event, I saw when I was there, there is a mixing between um, Brazilian uh, uh, Brazilian's businessman and Canadian businessman. This mix, how it make the diverse, it's like mix and everyone can see the others what they can do.
Well, diversity is, I think, is a key word of success. I think
Mhm.
we again, like Canada is built by different communities from all over the world. So again, like we have the like individual community, like the communities that represent certain countries, but at the same time, we mixing with others is just to build a strongest connection because it is a interchangeable. I don't know, is that a word? Like, sorry, my English is so like exchanging information and exchanging culture. I think it's very important. It's positive. Have people like from different countries like mixing. Even if the market is focused on the Brazilian community, but we are open, right? Like,
Yeah, I saw there is like artist from Winnipeg. She paint some like very nice pictures, and close to her like a Brazilian businessman who like sell shoes. But it's like a kind like very nice like mixing, like when I stand here I can see the Canadian how they produce their products and the Brazilian how they produce their products, so that's mix. It's like I can say like a history lecture. Everyone can share what they have. So
yeah.
for me, I was feeling like very happy and very excited to know more and more and more. And another lady also from Winnipeg, she make a story from the rock. So like a very like for camping, love, and she just take that stones from Winnipeg lakes, and she put it together and make a very nice pictures. So this kind of unique art, it's something uh, very important for us as immigrant to understand. I believe if we need to know about the like the culture, we have to visit the museum and uh, to listen to their music, and after that we will be like a Canadians, or they will, or there we will be like a Brazilians, because they have all the ideas about our culture as well. What do you
Yeah.
think?
It's interesting what you're saying, because actually Brazil, of course, even being known by their culture, or we're good in soccer, we are good in sports and in music, but it's not only that. Brazil, it's a very creative people. Brazilians, they are very resilient people. They're like hard workers. So it's a good example, that you can see people, overcoming challenges, and put in business out there, like selling products, or something that they produce, or they just making business. But the creativity, it's unbelievable. There's an interesting story, like, for example, when you talk about planes, who invented the plane, and most people like know the Wright brothers from America. But in fact, Santos Dumont, which was a Brazilian that was studying in France, he was one of the first to have a plane flying. For it was called the 14 Bs, was the first plane. So, but most people know the Wright brothers as the precursors of the aviation. So, but Santos Dumont was a Brazilian. So Brazilians are very creative people and hard workers. So it's very interesting. I'm very proud to be a Brazilian.
That's wonderful. So let me just move, because you said a lot of positive word about a Brazilian. So can you tell me about like one story from your history about like a Brazilian family came to Winnipeg, and they was facing a lot of difficulties, and now they success.
Wow, yes. I mean, it's interesting. When I first came, I don't know. There's many stories, but yeah, one interesting one is like before we moved. I knew a few things about Canada. I didn't knew that much about Canada, like just that we have like 4 seasons. But nobody told me that the winter was like very tough. This last one was like exceptional tough, like, but at least for the last 50 years. So, but one interesting, I remember, because my sister moved 3 years before me, and we're always talking by phone and everything. And then one day she said, I have to plug my car, and I thought she had a like electric car. But no, it was just plugging because the like to heat to put the heater, and I was just like, okay. So it's kind of funny. So as you when you come now, we have groups in Facebook and everything. People communicate through WhatsApp. So all those kind of details, information. Some people are coming with way more information that I when I came 15 years ago. But I mean, there's so many stories. I remember once again, like when I was the first fall that was here. I think it was September or something, and I was living in an apartment. And then so I came down, and then there was like this beautiful blue sky day, and I was just in t-shirts, like so excited. Went outside. When I step outside, that I think it was already like maybe like -5 or something, with that like cold wind, and I was just like, it froze, just like I stepped back, just like, wow. So that's a kind of thing. I think it's funny, because when you see like that beautiful day, like blue sky and sun, but it's cold. So I think this is funny. I like funny stories.
Thank you, Marco.
It's better than tell sad stories, I guess.
Yeah, it's like 100%. I'm totally agree with you, 100%. Marco, thank you very much for accepting my invitation again. I wish you a great day.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Quite the gathering, isn't it? That's all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to see our upcoming episodes.